All right, all right. It's saying that the Wi-Fi is kind of off. Hopefully it gets itself together. However, welcome to the live stream. All right, so we got to talk about the delusion that a lot of men have. They got this from Kevin Samuels, pretty much them believing or thinking that as they're getting older, their value is increasing, as if they're not getting wrinkles, as if they're not having back issues, as if they're not having high blood pressure, as if they're not gaining weight, as if they're not having ED. And a lot of this is just an artificial way for older men to be able to have a chance with women. So, I don't mind if women call into the show, because also I would love to know um about women's experience with men that are 40 plus. But essentially, so I remember when Kevin Samuels was the one that pretty much was telling men that, like, oh, um once you essentially, once you get 40 plus, the game changes and you're going to start earning a ton of money. You're going to start getting a ton of attention from women. And it's funny because there's another content creator. He's one of those dusty content creators, and he made a video talking about how why men over 40 are choosing not to date. But but I personally believe that it's not a choice. They're forced to not be able to date because no one wants them. They've lost their looks, they've lost their physicality. It's not like they're earning some large sum of money once they turn 40 years old. Okay, the high blood pressure, the diabetes, the doctor's appointments, the ED. No woman is wanting to deal with any of that. And so to start, I want us to look at something that I had seen on Threads, because I'm always seeing funny things on Threads. So this is on Hinge. Wait a second, not him. We'll get to him in a second. Okay. Why won't Okay, here we go. Sorry about that. So this is from Hinge, and this is a man's profile. So he has, if you look, he has in his profile, when he was making his profile, he had it set where his age was 47 years old. Then he writes in his profile that he is really 54 years old and he was born on September 11th. And he claims that he fibbed on sign up to broaden his search possibilities. Then has the nerve to say, treat people as you would like to be treated. So, like, did you go blind? Did your glaucoma start kicking in when you were making the profile for you to essentially make yourself like what, 8 years younger as opposed to your actual age? You're 54 years old. So let's see. He matches with someone. So let's see what their interaction is when he's matched with someone. So he says, looks like you know your way around the gym. And she says, hi, thanks, you too. I got to be honest, you checked a lot of boxes for me, but you may want to consider that the message you're sending by lying about your age to broaden your possibilities is one of my preferences are more important than yours. Not the best foot to start out on. He says, hey there, nice to hear back from you. So, regarding your comment, maybe it's just me, but I don't think it's a lie when I literally put my true age in the first sentence. I'm not trying to deceive anybody. So you're not trying to deceive anybody, but you yourself put that you were 47 just to go in and type that you were 54. So essentially he's thinking that women are like men on the apps. If you're on the apps, men don't read your bio. I can tell you that confidently. They aren't reading your bio. They're looking to see how you look physically, to see if you look like someone that they would sleep with. And then maybe they'll read your bio after. Maybe. But in most cases, they're not reading your bio. And so essentially, they're projecting that onto you, thinking that you're not going to read their bio. So that's what he was trying to do. He's like, oh, she'll just brush over because that's all the first thing that pops up, right? Their age, their education, their politics, if they have children, what their dating goals are. So he's just assuming, oh, she'll just look at my pictures, look at the age really quick and see that I'm 47, and then she'll swipe right on me because I'll be able to appear younger than how I really am. So then he says, when I'm registered with my true age, I just get women in their 60s. So he purposely makes his age younger so that he can get younger women, of course. And I'm sorry, but that's just not going to work. So already using deception to try to get women who are younger. This is why they know they're washed up. They know that they're washed up and they have no dating power. If men 40 plus had all this dating power, like Kevin Samuels has told these men, why do you have to lie about your age in your dating profile? He says, I also don't feel I'm putting my preferences ahead of anybody else's. If my age is a deal breaker, and I understand it may be for some, then it takes just 1 second to swipe left or not respond to my message and move on. It's not like it's costing people any money. LOL. Anyway, thank you for not being rude about it. Absolutely ridiculous. So then I'm assuming this is the woman that was on the other side of the dating app. Let's see what she has to say.
Being disrespectful to other people. And here's why. You're essentially saying your preferences that might not include me are wrong. I don't care. I'm going to disrespect them and include myself and slide in there. And so what you're saying is, I don't actually respect your choices here. I'm going to try to go around them. And here's the thing.
Okay, we got to get the likes up, y'all. We got 32 likes and 66 people in the chat. The procedure is I need you guys to come in the live stream and hit that thumbs up for me. And when we're not 20 likes within views, we gotta put the live on ice. We gotta put the live on ice. So going ahead, all you have to do is just click the thumb for me, get the likes up so we can keep this moving. So going ahead and just press the thumb. It's free. All right. It lets the algorithm and everyone know that you all like this type of content. It lets me know that you all like this type of content. That way I can keep making the content that you all like. So please just help me so I can help you and just hit the thumbs up for me. That's it. It's free. It literally takes 1 second. Also, do not forget to subscribe if you are liking the content. The subscription is free. And when you subscribe and you click the little bell, the notification bell, they will notify you whenever I have a live stream that I am doing, whenever I have a live stream scheduled. If you would like exclusive content that talks about dark manipulation, dark femininity, how to play the game so you don't get played, you can follow me over on Patreon. I have the link in the description box, and I also have the link in my bio here on YouTube. So let's go on ahead and get the likes up. Once we have the likes to about 55, then I'll be happy and we can continue. So I'm on y'all's time. I'm on y'all's time. What hair is easier to maintain, body wave or kinky straight? I don't buy kinky hair. I don't buy kinky hair only because if I'll just wear my natural hair. I have 3C hair, so my hair isn't necessarily kinky like that, but I kind of feel like I'll just wear my natural hair if I if I just wanted to have my hair closer to that texture. Um, but I just put gel in this hair. I just wet it and put gel in it. It's just easier. Also, thanks for everyone in the chat. Also, if you are a new subscriber, I've been getting some new subscribers. I've been getting some new people letting me know that they're new to the channel. Thank you for finding me. Thank you for letting me know that you like the content, and welcome. Um, yeah, my lovely sovereign sisters. You've now been crowned as sovereign sisters. So thank you for all of the new subscribers, all of the love. I really, really appreciate it. It's really nice to see this channel grow, and we really are on the brink of greatness here over in this space. So it's really, really nice to have everyone here. So I appreciate it. I wear OQ hair. So OQ hair actually, like, I'm sponsored by them. Um on TikTok, there's a wig. I haven't worn it on here yet. I'm gonna wait until I'm all like moved in and everything like that. But I have like a really cute, actually, Shira7 is, she's also sponsored by OQ hair. That wig that kind of like washed her out. I love Shira, but that wig was washing her out with the lighting. I also have that wig. But it's OQ hair. I just haven't worn it, and I haven't put the link down for you guys to be able to like buy it yet because I keep forgetting, because it's through TikTok Shop that I have the wig. So, but it's OQ hair. It's a glueless wig. So, like, yeah, it's glueless because I tend to work out a lot, and it's just easier. It is. It's just easier. All right, so let's continue.
The people swiping on you, you may have fit into their preferences, but your lying has now actually excluded you. So, well, I guess that's it.
Okay. So yeah, oh, someone didn't have a good experience with OQ hair. I don't know what type of wig you bought. I've just only bought this like black body wave one, and then the one that they sent me, I actually purchased it before. They've only sent me one wig. So like this wig I paid for. The wig before that was the same one. I paid for that. The auburn one that Shira has, I paid for that one before they sent me one. I've had no issue with their hair. What if it's 56 men watching and don't like the content? That would be crazy, right? Actually, we do such a good job at protecting the space from men. Men tend to not come over here. And that's honestly why I use the title that I chose to use. Because even with the last live stream, only 2 men came in on here, and it's a call-in show. So we may not even be able to there might be men watching and they're still not going to call in because my debating skills are too strong. I run circles around these men. Most of these men are smart enough to know that they don't want the smoke. They're gonna end up agreeing with me with how many points I end up making. So here's another video here that we're gonna watch.
Single as a Pringle.
How old are you?
I'm 35.
Now, does this man look 35 to you? Does this big old beer belly lobster ass man look 35 to you? This man is not no goddamn 35 years old. This man is fucking 50 years old. And yes, the men are intimidated. They're very, very intimidated. So even with me using titles like saying men over 40 are washed up and have no dating power, yeah, it's probably still not going to be enough for them to get baited.
Single as a Pringle.
Have you ever been married before?
Never been married, no kids, nothing.
What's the most you would spend on a first date?
500, 1,000? I mean,
So he understands that, number one, his age, he understands that how he looks, he's going to have to pay to be with a woman. Okay? No woman is just going to outright want to choose to deal with this man for free. Absolutely not. Like, no woman on her own accord is going to choose to deal with a man that looks like this and at his age. No.
whatever dinner.
$500, $1,000.
For nice dinner, for wine, yeah. I spent $470 on my first date with a woman the other night, and I wasn't even into her, but I still took her to dinner. It don't matter.
So let's say the first date goes well with a chick. What happens next?
Well, most of the time I'm fucking on the first date. Most of the time.
Well, no shit, you're paying for it. Like, I would hope if you're paying $1,000 for a woman on the first date, it's understood that you're going to have sex with her. Like, I would assume that that's the reason why you're paying for it. No shit. Like, he's bragging about it as if he's just coming up to a girl in the bar and he's just like, hey, do you want to sleep with me tonight? And then she's choosing to sleep with him. Like, if you're dropping that much money, in most cases, yeah, you're sleeping with the woman.
But if I don't, then second or third date's even more attractive to me.
What's the longest you'd wait before you cut a woman off if she's not giving it up?
I think I've gone on like 3 or 4 dates without hooking up with them, and then but just realized that was not working for me. Yeah, but I mean, I'm not an ugly guy. I'm an attractive guy. Like
the lies they tell themselves. The lies they tell themselves. So you're attractive and all the women like you, but you're essentially paying for sex. If you're so attractive and if all the women think that you're attractive, why are you having to pay to sleep with women?
But hey, it is what it is. I'm not 20 years old anymore. I'm not in high school. I'm not a virgin. And I hope she's not either.
This is an S worker friendly place also because I was an S worker. Okay. I stripped in a club and I did OnlyFans. So no S worker hate is tolerated. Okay. I am a strong and firm believer that if you're going to deal with men, you use these men, you use them for what you can use them for, and get your money up, get them to invest in you, and go on about your day. We need to be at 80 likes, y'all. As soon as you guys come in, procedure is to hit that thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up for me. Hit that thumbs up for me. I feel like this is the type of man who's trick presenting anyway. I get trick presenting vibes from him. I don't really take him as a person who is strong enough with manipulation, who would be able to sell a dream to a woman who would be looking for love and then being able to manipulate her through that way. I don't take him as that type of guy. So in my honest opinion, just with my experience and discernment with men, I would like to think that most of the women that he's dealing with are probably S workers, or, they're glorified S workers, like sprinkle, they're not claiming it as a profession. Because sprinkle, let's just call it what it is. The Share 7 is teaching glorified S work. Like, that's really what it is. Like, let's not be stupid. Like, that's really what it is. And I see nothing wrong with that. Get your money. Go on ahead and get your money. I don't care. Who cares? But yeah, I don't see this man being strong enough to be coercive enough to sell a dream and make a woman fall in love. And then, no. I've had a guy spend $1,000 and we didn't even kiss, but I never saw him again. It was that much because he took me to a Michelin star restaurant and a couples massage. Yeah, exactly. Now, if there are women that feel obligated, to sleep with him because he spent money, that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother story. Because some men might try to put you in compromising situations. We're at 77 likes. All right, I'll let him keep going.
I don't want to date a virgin. If you want, we can go talk to about 5 girls right now and ask them, and we can figure it out real quick on camera. Hey, real quick, hey, boss, hey, 1 second. Hey, you want to get on camera for 1 second with me?
No.
No? You scared?
Yeah,
I'm scared. Girl, you look beautiful.
No, thank you.
You look so good. Come on, don't be scared.
So clearly his value, these men thinking like, oh, they look so good. Women are just running after him. He couldn't even get a girl to get on camera with him. But yet they're saying that they have all of this value and that, as they're getting older, these women are just going to be in love with them and all women are looking for an older man. So it's time for us to look at a dust demon. We're looking at a dust demon's content today. I seen this guy a couple years ago. He was on that Kevin Samuels train with like he was trying to put on a suit and all that stuff. And I actually think this man is married because I did peep a wedding band in this video. So let's go on ahead. I'm gonna let him tell you why men are choosing, because they're choosing to be single after 40, because they're so high value, they can get any woman that they want to, and because they're so high value and they're so disciplined, they have so much money, they have so much value, they have so much worth, they're choosing to not deal with a woman, because that makes so much sense, right? Makes so much sense to have all of this value and you're choosing to not deal with the woman. So let's go on ahead and see what he has to say.
Oh, why men over 40 are staying single? I'll tell you why. Because society raised women to be wives to careers, not husbands. And now the men who were once overlooked are watching rebellion unfold and choosing peace over chaos. These ain't excuses. These are the raw, unfiltered reasons men are walking away from modern women, and many of them don't plan on looking back. You better watch this all the way through or keep wondering why that good man ain't calling you back. Let's set the record straight.
What year are we in? The 90s? We must be living in the 90s. Who says that? Wondering why that good man is not calling you back. And what cracks me up is that his target demographic is men. We're going to go through the comments after this. His target demographic is men. So that already goes to tell you that he's just saying this to make men feel better about themselves. They're lucky we have careers. Their broke asses can't afford a family without our paycheck. Exactly. They're talking about women choosing careers over husbands, and they can't afford a fucking way to take care of a woman. They can't even afford us.
This ain't about men being bitter. This ain't about men being weak. This is about men getting wise, men getting structure, and men finally realizing what marriage has turned into and what it costs when you choose a woman who ain't built for submission, peace, or purpose. And if you're one of those women,
submission, peace, and purpose. They try to make it seem as if that is a selling point. Like when they're telling women that, well, you can't get married because you don't give a man peace. You don't show a man that you're purposeful. You're not submissive. It's like a car salesman trying to fucking sell you a fucking 1990 Oldsmobile. It's beat up. It's been in a ton of wrecks. The bottom is all rusted out. That they don't realize that women don't want to do that. Only dumb, brainwashed women and pick Misha and women with low self-esteem want to do that. And they don't want those women. They don't want the Pygmisha women who are throwing themselves at them saying, I'll submit to you. I will make myself useful to you. I will do nothing but bring you peace. It's plenty of women who are still under the Kool-Aid that they've drank and have no problem doing this, and they don't want those women.
I'm thinking, well, maybe he just can't handle a strong woman. Sit tight. You're about to find out.
Sorry, I know I'm not letting him talk. I love he's giving all of these reasons before he's even getting into it. Like, well, I'm not saying this because the men are weak or the men are intimidated. I'm like, it's not that we're jealous or anything. Like, okay, clearly you are, because why are you already having to defend yourself of these things when that's not even what the video is about?
He didn't lose interest. He gained clarity. First reason, divorce destroys a man's life. Older men have seen it too many times. Good men getting gutted in court. He loses his house, he loses his pension, his legacy, and she walks away with half his world for bringing nothing but attitude to the table. Why would any man jump into a legal system designed to reward rebellion and punish masculinity? Reason number 2.
First of all, most men don't have pensions anymore. They don't have pensions. That's like very, very, very old, outdated. The only people I think the police officers get pensions, and then obviously you can obviously retire from like the military or whatever, but they don't give pensions anymore like that. Queen Sovereign, can you put a poll in the chat that pops up as people join? Did you hit the like? I don't know. I don't think I can do it because I'm streaming. Yeah, I'm streaming, so I'm not for sure. And then also they're always talking about the woman getting the house. Who has to pay for the house? Who is making the payments on the house? It is the person that fucking gets the house that has to make payments on it. The court is not just giving the house to the woman and saying, oh, you can wipe your hands free of the payments. Someone's got to pay for the goddamn mortgage. They're making it seem as if the woman is getting awarded the house and she is absolved of having to pay for it. There are literally men who do this on purpose. They will be like, oh, you can take the house, you can have the house, in knowing that the fucking mortgage per month is like $3,000 on the house, that of which they were going 50-50 on. And men will literally give them the house to make it harder for them. Statistically, a woman's her income is reduced by 41% after a divorce. Like, this is not what they're claiming is not happening in real life.
There ain't no wives left. Just women with Wi-Fi and wigs. Let's be real.
Y'all, all we got is Wi-Fi and wigs. We have no home. We have no car. We have no job. Didn't you just say that women are choosing careers over being wives? So we went from choosing careers to being wives to just having Wi-Fi and wigs.
Men aren't seeing helpmeets anymore. They're seeing overweight, masculine, overly opinionated, sexually entitled women with teenage kids and zero submission. You think a 45-year-old man who's built structure wants to babysit dysfunction? No. He's dodging destruction, not avoiding love. Reason number 3, peace over problems. Every time. Men are realizing something dangerous to the modern women. Their peace is more valuable than your presence. Why invite?
You're damn right. You're damn right. Our peace is more valuable than your presence because you guys bring no peace. I'm just hollering because I'm just cracking up at how men are watching this shit thinking that he sounds philosophical. I'm hollering because men are watching him probably thinking like, oh yeah, he's spitting. Listen to that king. Listen to that well-informed, smart king. I bet he has arthritis in his hand and an OF yearly subscription. Chow. His bottle, he probably has a Costco value family size bottle of Jergens next to his bed.
Invite drama into a house that's already quiet, clean, and under control. A real man doesn't chase chaos just because.
A house that's quiet, clean, and under control. When a woman lives with a man, she has 7 more hours of housework added on to her every week. I believe it's every week. But she has 7 more hours of housework. Y'all are not keeping the house clean. Most of y'all are not keeping the house clean. Most women are upset when y'all come back home from vacation or you're traveling jobs or anything like that. Most women are upset that y'all are back home because they realize that they got to clean up after your fucking wrinkly bald ass.
Because he's lonely. Reason number 4, most of y'all ain't wives. You're just performing until you get to the altar. Men are waking up to the bait and switch. You cook during the dating phase, smile during engagement, and once the ring landed, you turn into his opposition, not his support. Older men now see it coming from a mile away, and they're choosing out before they get dragged in. Reason number 5.
That sounds like pure projection to me. Sounds like pure projection because that's what men do. That's what men do. As soon as they know that they have you tied in some type of way, such as marriage or children, they feel as though they have you, and then they go on ahead and they switch up on you because they understand that, oh, well, she's not going to leave me. That's what they always say when they're getting divorced. I thought she was never going to leave me. Yeah, because they assume that marriage papers and having a child, you don't want to go because they're projecting. They don't want to go through all the work of hiring a lawyer, having to explain to everyone, oh, I'm filing for a divorce. They don't want to be the bad guy. They don't want to be the bad guy. So they don't want to do all of these things in the first place. And so they're assuming that because they don't want to do it, you're never going to do it. I am hollering at him claiming that there's bait and switch with women. The only bait and switch that women partake in is when the man bait and switches. Like, it's only in response as a reaction to what the man has neglected. And then women will typically adjust to that once he has changed.
Masculinity is now considered a threat. We live in a culture where structure, headship, and strength are labeled toxic. So older men ask, why step into a system that demonizes everything you stand for and then expects you to pay for dinner too? Reason number 6, women compete more than they cooperate. I'm gonna say it again. Women compete more than they cooperate.
No, we're just better. Like, men have it in their head that we wake up every day and be like, how can I be better than a man today? How can I intimidate a man today? How can I outpace a man today? Women are not thinking that. We're just naturally better. We're just more superior. We're better leaders. We're more logical. We can multitask better. Y'all are the ones waking up, well, I got to go to work today. And I got to listen to my boss. Sandra. How did she get the boss? How did she get a chance to be the boss? I'm a man. I should be a head over the whole corporation.
Men don't want to debate every decision in their home. They don't want to fight for respect from a woman who thinks submission is oppression. If a woman can't follow, she don't belong in a marriage. She belongs in corporate America, not your house. Reason number 7, the feminized marriage model failed. The happy wife, happy life formula? Yeah, that turned into miserable husband, maxed out credit card, and zero intimacy. Older men are rejecting this emotional dictatorship disguised as a relationship. Reason number 8, their value finally caught up with their age. Most women peak in attention by 25. Most men peak in value by 45.
Okay, so if you're peaking in value at 45, then why is the title of this video 18 reasons why older men are staying single today? If your value is so high when you're 45 and women are peaking at 25, wouldn't the 25-year-old women, 25 and under-year-old women be able to see that you're valuable at 45 and then you no longer would need to be single? It's because you're not choosing to stay single. You're single by force. These women are not flocking to you. These women are not giving you the time of day. These women are not swiping right on your photos on a dating app. These women are not responding to your direct messages on social media. These women are giving you a fake number when they see you out in public.
And now, older men are finally being respected for what they bring, not just what they can buy. They're not desperate. They're discerning.
What can y'all bring? What are men bringing? What are they bringing? And then in the same breath, they will lead with money and then be like, you use me. I want someone to love me for who I am. It's like there is nothing to love. You're useless aside from your bank account, from what money you have to provide. If you had no money, no one would talk to you.
Reason number 9, older men want purpose, not pretty problems. They don't want a fling. They want alignment. They're not.
No, the fuck they don't. No, the fuck they don't. I cannot stand it when men get on the internet and claim this shit, saying that they want a long-lasting love. They want commitment. They only want to be with one woman. They don't want to fling. Yes, the fuck you guys do. Like, come on. I wish y'all would stop getting on the internet and lying. And I can't believe it because you already know that there's a pig Misha out here believing this. Actually believing this.
Not interested in another Instagram model with attitude. They're looking for a wife who builds legacy, not a woman who wants to match energies. Reason number 10, high standards or no standards at all. Older men don't need company. They need cooperation. And if a woman can't match his vision, values, and order, He'd rather keep his house clean, his spirit quiet, and his wallet closed. Reason
We literally just saw a man that is cosplaying. He's probably 50, cosplaying as a 35-year-old. He can't be alone. He's literally paying for punani. He's literally paying for company. Older men do not do well alone. They don't. This is why they don't buy houses. They rather rent, because if they buy a house, they will have to face the reality of the fact that in most cases, they're not going to be able to be with someone. So to avoid that, instead, they just go on ahead and they decide, you know what, let me just rent out. Let me rent out. And then hopefully once I find a woman, I will be able to just get a house with her. This is comical.
number 11, he's experienced more peace without a woman. I'm going to say that again. Older men have experienced more peace without a woman. This one hurts, but it's real. Most men have experienced more peace being single than they ever had in a relationship. No drama, no arguing, no ego wars. And once a man takes that kind of quiet, he stopped chasing noise. Reason number 12, wisdom comes with wrinkles. Older men ain't simping anymore. They've been through it. Lied to, used, manipulated. Now they don't waste time. They test first, trust later, and never negotiate headship again.
Wisdom comes with wrinkles. Where did this man come up? Where did this man come up with these damn things? These, I don't know how to say it. These little slogans. They're quite clever. I will give them that. They're quite clever. And because men are so dumb, I know they're eating this shit up. Wisdom comes with wrinkles. He's talking about men. So he's pretty much saying that as men are getting older, they're gaining more wisdom and realizing that they don't want to deal with women anymore. If that's the case, why do older men want to deal with younger fucking women? If you're getting so wise, then why do you want to deal with women who are younger than you? Like, it'll literally be a 35-year-old man wanting to deal with a 19-year-old. Or 18-year-old. So you're 35 and you're talking to an 18-year-old. So what colleges did you get into? Imagine being a 35-year-old man and you're dealing with an 18-year-old. So let's open up your envelopes and let's see what colleges you're getting into. Do you want me to help you pack up your dorm room? Like, can you imagine?
Reason number 13, the dancing monkey phase is over. He used to dress up, say the right things, and play Mr. Romantic just to impress a woman who wasn't even a wife.
You hear that? You hear that? He said that he dressed up and he's done all of these things just to impress a woman. So not for yourself. You're not dressing up and being a nice person and being a great person because you want to be this person on your own. You're wanting to do this just for a woman. And then you get mad when you don't reap the benefits of doing said things because on a level with no woman, you're mediocre. You choose to be mediocre. If women were not here, you all wouldn't get haircuts. You all wouldn't go to the gym. You all wouldn't care about getting dressed. You all wouldn't care about anything if women were not on the planet. Everything you all do is for us. And so this is literally why you all get so upset and think you're putting in all this effort to get a woman when a woman is just doing this on her own. This is why they can't stand the wigs and the lashes and the BBLs and stuff like that. They can't wrap their head around the fact that women actually do things for their own self-esteem. Women actually do things for their own happiness. Even research has come out that when you are a woman and like you dress up, you put on makeup, you like adorn yourself, it spikes up your dopamine. And when people see you out in public looking presentable, it also spikes up their dopamine. So you are not only making yourself happier when you are investing into yourself, you're making other people happy when you are investing in yourself. And this is what they don't understand.
Not anymore. Now he leads. And if she can't follow, he exits. No performance, just purpose. Reason 14. The dating pool is spiritual poison. Tinder, Instagram, DMs, fake femininity, softcore porn disguised as selfies. Older men are done swimming in a cesspool and calling it dating. They're looking for a suitable wife. Not clicks, submission, not selfies. Reason number 15.
Why are majority of the men complaining about the dating apps then? Oh, the women don't like the women are swiping left most of the time, and we don't get access to the women, and the women get way more likes than the men do. They get way more messages than the men do. Like, come on. I can't, like, the lies. I just can't.
Loss of sex drive, or they just avoiding intimacy altogether. Some men stay single because they lost the desire for sex or see no use for it anymore. And while that might seem like peace on the surface, let's call it what it is. It's spiritual decay disguised as maturity. If a man is no longer interested in physical intimacy with his wife, he's not healthy. He's disconnected from purpose. Sex within a marriage isn't just pleasure. It's covenantal reinforcement. So while this may be a reason, it's also a warning. You might want to go get that fixed. Reason 6.
Wait a minute. We have to listen to that one again.
The reason, it's also
we have to listen to that one again. Because what is he talking about?
when you're dating. They're looking for a suitable wife. Not clicks, submission, not selfies. Reason number 15. Loss of sex drive, or they just avoiding intimacy all.
Bruh, it's because you don't have any fucking testosterone. That's why. Your hormones are all out of fucking whack. That's the result of you eating all these goddamn chicken wings that got hormones pumped all in them. These Hennessy chicken wings with your Hennessy and smoking your ganja and playing video games all day and looking at corn all day. Y'all hormones and y'all testosterone has plummeted. Y'all can't get it up without drinking or popping a pill or a goddamn honey pack. That's why you can't. That's why you have no drive. Has nothing to do with the women. You need to go get that checked. Like you said, you need to go get that checked. It ain't the woman. Or maybe you don't like, or maybe you like men. Maybe that's the reason why you aren't sexually attracted to the woman, because you want to be with a man. That might be it too.
Together. Some men stay single because they lost the desire for sex or see no use for it anymore. And while that might seem like peace on the surface, let's call it what it is. It's spiritual decay disguised as maturity. If a man is no longer interested in physical intimacy with his wife, he's not healthy. He's disconnected from purpose. Sex within a marriage isn't just pleasure. It's covenantal reinforcement. So while this may be a reason.
What are these words that he is using? What are these? I don't understand these terms that he is using. Like what?
It's also a warning. You might want to go get that fixed. Reason 16, desire for freedom without accountability. Let's not lie. Some men want freedom, not structure. They don't want to lead a wife, raise children, or build anything that requires discipline. And while it may feel logical to avoid responsibility, in my book, that's rebellion from your divine purpose.
This is the only thing that I agree with him on, because I mean, this is how it is for most men. Most men, the reason why most men get so upset when they get divorced from is because essentially they now have suffered the consequences of being in a unionship where it requires discipline, it requires accountability, and they wanted to live single while being married. They wanted to live like they didn't have a child while having a child. Like there's no, like they want to have the best of both worlds. And so they want to be able to sign up for this unionship and then pretend like they're single and then leave the wife and the mother of their children to do all the dirty work while they disguise themselves as they have the Facebook photos with their family smiling and telling all the people at work, oh, here's a picture of my child and yada, yada, yada. And then they're cheating with the secretary.
Freedom without leadership is chaos. And if you're running from being the head of a household, you're not avoiding bondage. You're avoiding maturity. Reason number 17, fear of emotional vulnerability. A lot of men avoid relationships not because of bad women, but because they don't want to feel, reveal, or heal.
Feel, reveal, or heal. He is right, but I'm just laughing at the semantics. Like the semantics is what's got me. The rhyming is what's got me.
They've been hurt, so they just stay cold. A man who can't lead emotionally will either become a tyrant or a coward. You don't escape betrayal by shutting down.
Now, I want you all to pay attention to how he's doing this. I want y'all to pay close attention to how he's doing this. Anyone that watches YouTube, we all have ADHD, right? So it's very, very hard for us to watch a video and watch the whole thing through. You notice how at the beginning of the video, he was saying all of those buzzwords to make these men feel validated from them wanting to walk away from women, from trying to empower them to walk away from women. Usually people quit watching the video like at the 40% mark. So we're currently at like probably about 75% of the video. No, about 80% of the video. So now at the end of the video, he's trying to hold the men accountable because he understands that if he starts the video holding men accountable, he knows they're not going to watch the shit. He knows that they're not going to watch it if he started out saying these things at the beginning. You see how crazy they are? You see how manipulative they are?
You escape by building with discernment. Reason number 18, and this is actually the final reason. Thanks for watching. Make sure y'all like this video. Reason number 18, some just don't want to lead at all. And let's be brutally honest. Some older men aren't staying single because of women. No, they're staying single because they're lazy, disobedient, and refuse to carry weight. They're weak, not wise. They're passive, not peaceful. And they'll blame the culture while secretly knowing they're avoiding their calling. All right.
You see how he did that? See how them last three ones were actually holding the men accountable, knowing damn well the men did not reach the end of this video. Spirituality or phallic God, which one is it? Because it can't be both at the same time, Cloud. Accountability is their favorite word for women. Exactly. And then you ask them, like they'll say, for instance, well, single mothers don't take accountability. Don't take accountability for what? The person that decided to stick around and take care of the child, spend money on the child, sacrifice their time for the child, find care for the child, protect the child. I would say that that's the person taking accountability, no? And then we'll sit here and say, well, single mothers aren't taking accountability. Meanwhile, they're not in their own child's life. That means you're not taking accountability for being a father. That is their favorite word to use, accountability. And essentially when men are saying accountability, it's victim blaming. That's all that they're saying when they say that women aren't taking accountability. You aren't taking accountability for the fact that I manipulated you and lied to you and you couldn't see that through and you didn't understand that I was manipulating you and it's your fault. You're not taking accountability for the fact that you let me play you. That's what they mean when they say women aren't taking accountability. It's your fault that you fell for my manipulation and you let me get you pregnant. That's literally what they're saying when they want women to take accountability. This is why, and then they get mad when people like me have a platform teaching them male nature. So you're going to blame women. You're going to blame women for not being able to pick up on your manipulative tactics and avoid you. And then when women are out here teaching other women the game and hold them accountable and say, hey, these men are playing you. These men don't have your best interests at heart. These are the tactics these men use. Then they want to get mad at that. Well, now you're exposing us and now you're which one is it? You can't sit here and yell at women and tell them that they need to be held accountable and then get mad at the fucking people that are teaching the women the game so they don't do this. There's so much cognitive dissonance with men. It's absolutely ridiculous. This is why, as a woman, you need to quit listening to men. Quit listening to them. You're never going to win with them. If you make them wait too long to sleep with you, well, you're being difficult. This is taking too long. Then when you give them sex right away, well, you're easy. Who else are you sleeping with? Who else are you giving it to? It's like always something. Oh, well, you don't have a real job. Well, you're broke. I'm not taking care of no woman. I'm not letting no woman use me for my money. Oh, well, I make $100,000 a year. I'm self-sufficient. I can take care of myself. I don't want no independent woman. I don't want no woman who's gonna choose her career over being a wife. Like, what? Who has time to play monkey in the middle constantly? Who has time for that? Who has time? That's essentially what they want you to do. Play monkey in the middle. They're two different sides. They're throwing the ring and they want you to be hopping in the middle to try to find the middle ground. No one has time for that. That shit is exhausting. Don't take these men seriously. Do whatever it is that you want to do because they're never going to be happy. I want a woman who's gonna be a wife, and who's gonna take care of my children, and who's gonna be submissive to me. And then they're gonna cheat on you with an S worker. Well, yeah, my wife ain't giving it to me in bed, and she ain't putting it down like she used to, and she not a freak in the bedroom anymore. Well, what do you expect? She's working. She's doing everything you're telling her to do. She's taking care of the children all day. By the time the lights are off and she's laying in the bedroom, she's exhausted. How are you going to expect a woman to put it down in the bedroom and you've added two more harder conditions than you had at the beginning of the relationship? That makes no sense. That's like asking someone's able to do a certain amount of work in 8 hours, and then you double that amount of work, and you're pissed off as to why they can't finish that same amount of work under 8 hours. It's because you've doubled their work in the same time frame. Of course, they're not going to get it all done.
Here's my final thoughts on this. Because I actually asked a lot of guys, I sat down with a lot of guys, talked to them over live virtual calls.
He talked to a lot of dusties. Okay. He talked to a lot of men that work at the factory, that work in the laborers union, that work in the trade, that ain't got an education, Pookie and Ray Ray. He hasn't talked to CEOs. He hasn't talked to the JDs, the MDs, the people that own multiple properties. He talked to a ton of dusties and did a survey on the dusties.
And I just was gathering data and gathering, information to try to put together some type of solution or a video that you're watching right now. So here's the problem. A lot of these reasons are logical, but that doesn't mean they're righteous. Yes, the dating market is trash. Yes, most modern women aren't wives. Yes, marriage today is a battlefield, but none of that justifies abandoning the assignment. A man who knows his role doesn't run from it. He just becomes more selective about who he qualifies for his leadership. He doesn't stop being a husband. He just refused to marry a woman who ain't a wife. And here go my last thoughts. So,
it's this music in the background that's got me too. Why is he trying to play this smooth music? It doesn't even match the aesthetic.
Older man, if you're an older man watching this, the message ain't to stay single forever. It's to stay single until you find structure, submission, and sanctification.
See, he's already telling them that they can't. He already understands that they can't stay single forever. I'm hollering at him trying to cater this video to older men. He got this Timu Barry White playing in the background. This damn neo soul playing in the background.
Most of y'all in America. Most of y'all in the United States. Most of y'all right here. And that may be your problem. I hear a lot of men saying that traveling aboard is an art.
Aboard? You mean abroad, sir. You mean abroad, not aboard. We ain't on the cruise ship. All aboard. We ain't on the cruise ship, baby.
Alternative option to finding a suitable wife. Fellas, if you have experience with women overseas, let us know down in the comments if this is a great alternative. Most importantly, fellas,
So he's trying to peddle the passport bro philosophy. Oh, and we're gonna read the comments. We're gonna read the comments. Hopefully the comment is still there. I didn't screenshot them, so hopefully they're all still there. But we're gonna see how well that goes. How well that goes for them.
stop marrying rebellion just because you're bored. Stop tolerating chaos just because you're horny.
Men are never not gonna be horny. They literally lose blood supply from their brain, and they're already remedial as it is. So they're going from like 60% capacity to like 40% brain capacity to be able to give the blood supply to their second head down below their waist.
Your legacy is too expensive to waste on a woman who won't follow you.
What legacy? What legacy are we talking about? The legacy of dust? The legacy of mediocrity? The legacy of being average? The legacy of being a slave to capitalism? Like what?
And if you're a woman watching this video wondering why men like him don't want you, maybe you ain't a helpmate. Maybe you just been playing dress up in rebellion.
We don't want to be a helpmate. I don't know how many times we have to keep telling them this. We don't want to help you. You're a man. You got to get an education before us. You got to own a home before us. You got to start a business and get a business loan before us. Like, why do you need help in a society that has been structured for you to succeed? Why do you need fucking help still? And then get mad when women are more masculine. How can we look at a man as masculine when he is asking for our help? That makes no sense. If your boss at work asks you to do 50% of their work while you have your regular title, are you really going to be able to look at your boss and respect your boss? You're going to be like, no. Why is this person making way more money than me as the boss and I'm helping them with their work? They're the boss. They should be able to do their job and be competent in their job and not need help from me. That's how women are looking at you all when you're asking for a helpmate. It's hard to respect someone that has been given so many privileges and then they're still asking for help. That means you don't know how to use your privileges. You're abusing your privileges.
And to the fellas who may have found a woman to vet out, watch this video next. It's going to help you demand what she needs to bring to the table if she wants your commitment in it.
14 things women should bring to the table in 2025. I can't.
Attention. Subscribe for more. Comment.
Ciao. Remember that film Office Space? They were out in the field beating up a printer, and that is why the rule shipped them off to the war. Okay, now let's go to the comments. Whoops. Okay, so someone wrote, if a woman is focused on herself and a man is focused on the woman, then who's focused on him? Why do you need us to be focused on you? Why can't you be focused on yourself? It should say, If a woman is focused on herself, a man should be focused on himself so they can focus on each other. Like, what? He didn't lose interest, he gained clarity. 59 years old now, walked away in 1993, been married, been divorced, been a single parent. No woman even cared. You men are on your own, married or not. Society doesn't care if you succeed or fail, but society will definitely remind you that you failed. Stay strong, gents. That's just the world that we live in. The world doesn't care about anyone failing. Like, people don't come to women's rescue and like pull up on a chariot with horses and be like, "Oh, I'm here to save you, my wonderful princess, loving woman. I see you struggling." No one is doing that. Sex. If you aren't having sex, then you're roommates. If you're roommates, then you should be paying half the bills. If you can't pay half the bills, then you need to move out, period. Well, then why can't y'all be roommates with men and just go sleep with them? Like, what? If you can't pay half the bills and you need to move out, how come y'all just don't move in with men and sleep with them? 58, been divorced 11 years. Stopped dating altogether 2 years ago. Life has been very relaxing. I enjoy my peace of mind, free time to hunt, fish, travel occasionally. At this point, I'm not sure a relationship is an option. A lot of women bring way too much drama. Keep yourself healthy, wealthy, and wise, and life will all be good. Why weren't you doing this before? Like, why weren't you doing this 11 years ago after you got divorced? Why is it taking men after failed relationship, for them to finally decide, "Oh, I need to start working on myself. Oh, I need to start understanding the power of solitude and being comfortable being alone"? And yes, rich men tend to come in on a horse claiming to help beautiful women, then financially abuse women. Exactly. Men are not rescuing you to actually help you. Men are cosplaying with the hero complex to pretend like they're saving you, and then they're really just using that as a way to manipulate you and to use financial abuse against you. If no one because I put the link in, I put the invite link. If anyone does want to call in, but I'm only going to give it like maybe 5 more minutes because I do have some things to do. So if no one wants to call in within like the next like 5 to 10 minutes, then I'll be done with the live stream. These men know I'm too smart for them to even try to debate with me. We've done a really, really good job over here at keeping this place dust free. So keep it up, ladies. They can obviously tell that yeah, they won't be able to debate us. Let's see. The thing is, after 40, things are not getting better, but exponentially worse. I don't want to deal with leftovers. And the reason why they're leftovers, the older you meet them, the more drama they carry with them. Someone else's kids, more addictions, especially social media, less bonding ability, their club of single friends who want to keep their friends single too, you name it. There is no soul left, just ego. Can't have anything good with that. My 36-year-old brother is already panicking because he hasn't been upkeeping his health. Now he wants a wife. Sir, no. Men only get married when they're at their wits' end. When they're dying, when they realize that they're super old, when they realize that they're going to die alone. They don't actually get married for just like because of the actual sanctity of marriage through society. In May of this year, it will be 10 years since I've been single. Best decision I've ever made. I'm 53 and I'm not looking back. I'm 41 and I've personally seen good, hardworking men Wives leave them for whatever reason. At the top of my head, I remember a guy who retired from working a state job and invest his whole retirement money into his wife's business. The business failed and she left him high and dry. He still hasn't recovered from it. Another guy put his wife through nursing school, and as soon as she got her RN certification, she left him and the kids for a charismatic bum. Marriage is too risky for men today. You never know when things can go left. Well, no shit. I mean, that's the whole reason why the men are getting married in the first place. They're assuming that you're going to stick around 24/7 and deal with whatever it is that you have to deal with. I'm not going to sit here and believe that you're putting a woman through school and you're not making life harder for her, or there hasn't been some type of dynamic that's changed, especially for a woman to leave her kids. In most cases, there's more to the story. In most cases, there's more to the story. There's not someone, in my opinion, I really don't feel like women are just leaving their children for no reason. I'm looking for the passport. Oh, this is it. Love overseas is not an alternative. I was married to a Filipino woman for 23 years. Everything was great till she got around American women. It only took 5 years for her to become Americanized. In 5 years, I was no better off than I would have been marrying an American woman. I spent thousands of dollars to get her into America. Lesson learned. I don't understand why men think that when you go to a different country, women don't want money. All women want money. All women want a better life. So essentially, when these men are going to a different country, they're just playing the long game. They're just playing the long game of, okay, let me do what I do. Let me do whatever it is I got to do to go on ahead and get the green card, get married, come to the United States, get myself grounded in the United States, and then boom, I'm out of there. I'm divorcing his ass. They just play the long game. I don't understand. This is how short-sighted men are. Men don't know women at all. Women want a better life. Women like stability. Women like the finer things. You're not going to deal with a woman in any country who doesn't believe that. They're just pretending until they get what they want from you. Because being with a man it's kind of like being in prison. Honestly, that's why women are divorcing. It's like being in prison. I mean, they treat you like a prisoner. They honestly do. They're pretty much cell guards. You have to abide by all these rules. You have to listen to everything that they're saying. You know, you get an hour of recess if you're lucky. You get an hour to communicate with other people if you're lucky. You got to be on the lookout. It makes sure no one does anything to you. You got to be on the lookout and make sure you're on your best behavior. It's like prison. As a 51-year-old man, twice divorced, which definitely means he's the problem, I absolutely, completely, undoubtedly subscribe and endorse this message. But I am romantic and still believe in love. Just became way more selective. You better add to the list. The older a man gets, the more risk that is involved. If a man has a woman in his older years and then she decides to leave and take half, it's going to take that man 2 to 4 times more effort to recover the losses. Many average men end up living in their car trying to recover, or worse up, end up on the street. Okay, but the woman can't get back her time. In most cases, the woman had your child. Can she give back the baby? Can she give back when she was carrying the baby for 9 months? Can she give up all of the sacrifices that she's made? her body, her emotional labor, her mental labor, her making sacrifices to build you up and help you, she can't get that back. That's why the court system rewards the woman with money, because the man, I repeat, the man that made those laws understood that a woman should be rewarded monetarily because she cannot get her old body back. She cannot get her freedom back that she had when she didn't have any children. Because the part that they're leaving out is that usually the woman is getting the house, she's getting half, but she's getting majority of the custody. They will split custody, and the men will only do a quarter of that. The men will get 50, it will be 50-50, and they'll barely do half of the 50-50. So of course she's going to be compensated monetarily, because if you all have children, the money has to go towards the children as well. Who's going to pay for the child to go to school? Who is going to pay for the child to have food, shelter, transportation, and then to also upkeep the quality of life? This is what these average men tend to not understand when there's like these very high profile child support cases. They think that the woman is going after all of the man's money. Anyone that understands laws understands that the reason why the child support will be like $30,000 a month is because they take into account the breadwinner's earnings, and they take that into account with the lifestyle of the child while the parents were married. So if the parents were married and they lived in a mansion, and the mansion, the mortgage for that was like $15,000 to $20,000 a month, they don't want the child to go from a mansion to a one bed, one bath studio, because they understand that change in lifestyle is going to harm the child. It's going to impact the child's mental and the woman's mental. So they make sure that the type of living that the child can be sustainable. Men are just thinking that, oh, well, she doesn't need all of that money and da-da-da-da-da-da. No, she needs the money for herself and the child to maintain the type of living, because it's human nature. No one wants to backpedal on the lifestyle that they've created for themselves. No, people that grew up in poverty and they've gotten out of poverty, do they want to go back to poverty? No, they don't want to. The person that's earning $70 an hour, do they want to go back getting paid $7 an hour flipping burgers? No. These men make these talking points and they never actually think them through. Our house got foreclosed on when my dad was married to my mom, and then the house got foreclosed on again with his second wife. So who is the common denominator? Exactly. Not financially responsible. It's simply a reflection of these men not being financially responsible. They don't pay the taxes on the home. They're not keeping up on the mortgage with the home. They will give their ex-wives a house for the kids. Exactly. No man that really cares about a woman is going to allow that woman to leave a marriage destitute, especially when it's his children. Do you know how fucking disgusting of a person you have to be to want your ex-wife and the mother of your children and your own children to be destitute because something didn't work out in your favor? Do you know how disgusting of a human being you have to do or be to do something like that? That's crazy. I am 56 years old and have been married for almost 14 years. This is my second marriage and it's not working. My wife is passionate about all her church work, but I am always the one left out. I just want peace of mind. Well, if she's leaving you out, wouldn't you have peace of mind? You're being left alone. And and you're being left out. Get your own life. Get your own hobby. After all, right now I am tired because I am married, but alone with my thoughts in my head. Please pray for me. Go to a therapist. Go get couples therapy. Like it's not your wife's responsibility to make you feel needed or make you feel desired. She has her own passion. Like men want you, they want you to choose them as their whole world. And you have nothing going on for yourself. They're very codependent. They have a very, very low self-esteem to have that mindset. And it's so unattractive. It's extremely unattractive when you hear men saying, she's not giving me attention and I don't feel loved and I don't feel valued and I don't this and I don't that. And like they sound like fucking toddlers. They sound like fucking toddlers that are getting overlooked by their parents. And it's disgusting that they literally want women to pity them to the point where we look at them as young children. You don't look at a grown adult and look at them as if you want to pick them up and throw them in the air and give them all this attention and give them candy. No. I'm 70 and alone, got plenty of things going on, but miss having a woman to share it with. Oh well. And 146 people liked it. Us younger men have taken notes on this, and the passport bro movement is growing. There are plenty black, feminine, and cooperative women overseas, y'all. I've been to Brazil, and believe you me, American black men have a way better dating experience overseas. But you all aren't marrying anybody. Y'all are just going there for sex. Like, this is what I don't understand. Y'all are just going there to sleep with women because you can't sleep with women here. Do you understand how low value you have to be to have to book a flight? No, actually, let's go backward. Do you know how desperate you have to be and how low value you have to be to have to? A lot of them aren't even learning the language, but essentially to learn the language, book a flight, get a place to stay, be in a country alone that you've never went to go meet strangers. You don't know if they're setting you up to rob you, to take your life, to give you an STD. You don't know what their intentions are. Do you know how crazy and how low value you have to be in order to go that far? It's not the flex that you think it is. It just means that the people that you want in your own country don't want you. And when you're going to these other countries, these women are thinking that, okay, why is an American man coming to an impoverished country to be able to deal with women? Why don't the women in his country want to deal with him? That's what those women are thinking. Have you ever experienced a guy forcing eye contact with you in the streets? They are desperate for attention. Yeah, you stare at them. You stare at them. It's super uncomfortable. It's going to feel very uncomfortable. You have to stare at them. You have to stare deep into their soul. It's pretty much them trying to intimidate you. P.S. This clip should be mandatory curricula in every high school or college. Oh my gosh. After 24 years in the Navy and dealing with women overseas, I was appreciated more by them. What we used to call coming back in the world, I am still invisible. Went through way too many women you mentioned. Now I am situationally aware and enjoy my peace right now, and I have never been married before. If you were appreciated dealing with all of these women overseas, why didn't you marry them? Like, this is what I'm saying. They talk up the women overseas, and then they never make a mention of how they're benefiting the woman overseas. When they are mentioning how the woman is getting benefited overseas, then they're pissed off. They're pissed off and they feel like they've been exploited and they've been used. Ay, ay, ay. All right, y'all. That is it for today. I hope you all enjoyed this live stream. Once again, do not forget to, I don't know how many likes are at, but if we're not like relatively close, don't forget to like the stream before you head out of here. Subscribe if you have not. Don't forget also, if you want exclusive content, I do voice notes and voice memos over on Patreon where I talk about manipulation, dark femininity, playing the game so you don't get played. I also will once I get to 100 patrons on Patreon, I think I have about 76. Once I have 100 members on Patreon, I will be starting an additional tier, and that will be my level up tier. So I'll be doing videos for that tier. So that will be all level up content. So like financial advice, fitness advice, your mindset. Like, we're gonna do journaling prompts over there. It's gonna be really, really good. I'm gonna be we're gonna be really, really leveling up on that tier. So once I get to 100 patrons on the current tier, definitely will be opening that up for sure. And then also I'm still offering my one-on-one consultations. Like I said, I'm probably gonna open them up. Well, I have some bookings up until May. But yeah, please feel free to book a one-on-one consultation if you have a personal matter that you need more clarity on. It's completely just between us. And I can help you navigate whatever issue it is that you are having. I hope you ladies have a wonderful Thursday, and I will see you all next time. Bye.